Good morning, guys. It's September 11th today. Today is Saturday, and I'm recording the video for Friday, September 10th. Okay, so today was a rollover day, right? So we expected a large swings up and down both ways, and price action could be unpredictable, and that is the true story for every rollover day, before rollover day and on rollover day. So you have to keep this in mind. Okay, so we had a breakdown actually today happened on Friday, which is today. I would say Friday is today. Okay, so breakdown happened in NQ and ES. So now so far, so before I proceed in today's, right, you have to assume that, not assume, but so far in the past 1 year, most of the time none of the breakdowns succeeded. So up to this point, right, we had seen in last 1 year many breakdowns, and the moment we think breakdown happen, we want to stick with shorts, and the next day, weekend is over, coming Monday overnight ran up everything, and then breakdown fails. That has been the story so far from since COVID actually. None of the breakdowns stick. Next day just reversed, right? So now this is one more time breakdown happen, right? So going into Monday and Tuesday, we have two choices now. Either we go with whatever we learned so far, right? That hey, breakdown happens, it has to stick with it, favor shorts, right? And that is what I'm going to do. Even though I fail every time, I will continue to do that. If breakdown happens, my first goal is to favor shorts until it turns into failed breakdown. That means in that process, yes, I may lose on my shorts, right? But then I know that now I have to go with the up direction, right? So then immediately I will flip it next day and I will go with the longs. Simple. But I will not give up whatever I learned so far over the years, right? Just based on the theme. That the theme is whenever the breakdown happens, next day price usually gives you a failed breakdown because it's a bullish market, right? So, and that has been the theme for last 1.5 years since COVID. So if you want to go with that theme, then this would be a buying opportunity in a stocks, right? Or in future even for the swing trading long, right? Targeting 4,600 or even 5,000, who knows, right? God knows. But if this breakdown fails one more time, based on the past 1 year or 1.5 year theme, then you can have a good location for the swing trading, right? So that is up to you, however you want to do it. I'm just giving you two ideas, but I'm not going to go long, that's for sure. I will focus on the shorts for day trading. Swing trading I don't do it, so I don't have to worry about it, but I will at least Monday and Tuesday I will try to focus on shorts. And if this failed breakdown happens, then Monday night or Sunday night will give us a clue that hey, price is trading above these levels, most likely it's a chances for a failed breakdown, then I may go long. Okay, but before that I will stick with shorts. So I'm just giving you the overview both ways, so at least you are aware of what is going on. Price action is not in my control, right? That you already know now, but at least we can do ideas, and we can trust the levels, and based on the levels we can go long or shorts for day trading, right? So now that has been aside, so let's talk about today, right? So rollover day 44050450 is the key. Above buyers, below sellers. Based on this, right, if it goes to 20, buyers are confirming. Above 04, buyers are beginning. Below 04, sellers are still in control. See, below both yesterday's, sellers still have a control, right? But they are up against this midterm support, right? So technically I'm saying in day trading below 0450 you can short, but 62 to 81 is a major support, midterm support, right? So price can technically bounce, especially if internals are not liquidation kind. It can just reverse all the way back up. But below 40450, if price goes below it, at least sellers may have a control, right? So you can even short, but then now you plug in overnight. So overnight generated a support at 98 and 95 as a backup buyers area, right? So even though below 0450, 95 and 98 buyers can still respond, because now you have to plug in overnight, right? If you don't plug in overnight, then you know 0450 below sellers are there, and then you don't have to worry about 95, 98. Pretend that you never looked at overnight, right? But since we looked at it, 95, 98 becomes a buyer's backup buyer's area, and 0450 is the first warning if price goes below it. Above, buyers, right? So now you understand where I am coming from, right? So if I am going to explain you the how I traded, or how you are supposed to trade, right, then you should know why and what reason now. So based on this, whatever I just explained, 95, 98, right, at minimum I want buyers to hold above based on the overnight, right, and break above this and this to confirm it. Okay, so at least now you know for day trading above 95 buyers still has some control, and we also know below 450, if you remove the overnight, sellers still have a control, and below both price can easily go to this level, right? So 95 to 81, it's a 15 point, at 61 is maybe 20 points, right? So you can short below 95, because at that point overnight is also screwed, right? Overnight is gone and this thing took over, so it can go to this area and then it will decide. Okay, and then it's up to days internals, how they are showing up, all this thing will play. So I'm giving you step by step instruction, now here. So overnight, so 95, 98, this is the area based on the overnight. At least at minimum buyers should hold it. Above 0450 buyers are in beginning to take control, and price can go to 45.20. Now remember 45.10 was our area day before, that was very key area, right? So but the way overnight played out, right, stair stepping up, all these things, so it fooled me as usual, because buyers are in control. See, if sellers were in control based on this, right, then price should not have gone above 10 area yesterday, day before, on Thursday, and then it went through it and then came down all the way due to the news, right? So then I thought maybe it's a news effect, it came down because of Fed speaker tapering stuff, and then in that case, if sellers are in control, they should ideally hold below this 95 area, or at least below this 0450, and if they do that, then sellers are in control. Otherwise we have to assume it's a fake move, down move, right? Then what happened? Overnight price didn't even go down, it held these lows, and then damn thing did a balancing higher, right? Took out this 95, and then even 04, even it took out. Look at this, how strong it is. See that here, balancing and then breakout right of the open. So this is all suggesting or showing this move is fake, right? So that's why you go long, right of the open, going with the buyers, simple, because now if they were strong, this price action should not have happened. So that is where I was coming from, so go long with the breakout, because if this thing sticks, you can have a trend day up based on this. Look at this internals, 1500 plus, right of the open, right? Gap up strong, it can, and then first candle shoot up, right, from 0450. So this was the sign that it wants to go higher. This could be the fake move, right? So that's why we have a safeguard. If this thing, let's say, comes back, then they should hold above this area, at least this low, opening low. If not, that's the first warning sign. I have given that warning in Discord, but still it's a warning sign, right? But price has to go through 95, 98 to confirm it, right? So I went long here, I bailed out here, right? Right here I cut it 2 points actually, and then here, because it was way up and everything here, if it needs to hold it, it needs to hold here. If not, then it will easily go to 95, 98. So why hold it? So I bailed out here, and then here again I favor long 90, 95, which is right here, okay? Now at this point I know that price is straight going down, right? It failed to hold above 04. Sellers are still there, right, based on if you forget the overnight, but this thing was damn strong, right? So it could happen that it can come down, touch here 95, and then go higher if you put in overnight. So nothing wrong taking long here. It's a very long setup. It could be exhaustion setup at that time too. Look at this, and it will close to this mid also. See that? So it can come down here and stop right there, exhausted, and go higher, because technically nothing is wrong, because this is still trending up, pull back higher, right? So, and momentum was still good at that point. AD was good, plus positive territory, we're good. It was just open drive down. So if open drive down is valid, then you want to see stepping down, not major pullback to the upside. And that is what here happened. From here 95, not major pullback, right, to the upside, and slice through it. Now you know sellers are indeed in control, right? But then you want to see internals also in a liquidation territory, or not at least negative territory, right, below zero line. So then obviously the next step, if this is taken out, gap fill, and by the time if AD is negative, it will go through it. If not, it can still bounce back up, back to 95, 98, and then decide. So that you can play, alongside. And then below this, officially sellers are now confirming, because by the time it's too late, but they are confirming, and now it's open drive is confirmed, price can tank actually, eventually, But if internals are still not supporting the idea, then it can continue to do bounce back and forth. Okay. So here, so I build out here immediately, 2-3 points here, again loss, 2 points actually. So then what? So now I have a 4-point loss, right? 4 or 5 point combined loss, right? So, but I still didn't take a short here. See, there was a short setup here, right here, but I didn't take it, because now I don't want to just go with the flow at this point. I want price to confirm and this thing to go down below zero line, then I can short if everything looks good. So I did not take a short, but here below 95, if you want to, you can go with the flow, at least to gap fill and then bail out, So here at gap fill, I also try to attempt a long, because this is wrong, the way it was coming down. I know why it's coming down. I already gave you reason, warning, right? But by the time here, there was no momentum. See, that flips me off, because if sellers were in control, I want to see a momentum to the downside very fast. But here it is still at zero, gap fill, so technically nothing is changed. AD internals are not strong to the downside. Otherwise it would have been minus 600, or something. But it is still at a gap fill, it's a zero. So technically buyers still defend it here. And this could be exhaustion setup too. So I took a long here. No momentum to the downside, AD is still zero, price can reverse. So I still took another long here, right? But this time I was smarter, because now I don't want to give up too many points here, right? If it wants to go higher, go to 98, 95, that will be my target, and then I can decide what to do from there point onwards. If internals are still down, I would short, otherwise I would not short and hold my long, right? Otherwise I will bail out. Here it tried to defend it. See this chop? So it was holding it, but the moment this thing happened, right here at low, I bailed out. 1 point loss, that's it. Now I have a 6-point loss, right? Going long. But now at this point, price told me with this, sellers are in control, right? So now only way sellers can go higher, buyers can take it higher, is a failed breakdown scenario. For that it needs to do balance and then fail breakdown. This is what I suggested right here after few minutes, right? So this is the vertical line where I said here right before the fail breakdown that it may do fail breakdown or breakdown, right? So that I came to know. Once this bar happened, I immediately was thinking about that thing, and then when price doing this balancing, my suspicion was getting stronger that it may give you a fail breakdown because of this, and this, the way it was balancing. See, it should continue going down, but now it started holding it, both of this, see, and this 60 to 81 area overall, it's a midterm support, right? So within that support, if it start doing balancing, we have to assume those buyers are stepping in, right? That is based on the idea I came up with, that fail breakdown idea. And the moment it start doing this thing, I started entering longs right in the middle here, at 74, right here. So I put one long here, right? and this time my stop has to be below these things, 1 or 2 point below these things, actually covering this area too, because this is a bold. It can just came down, comes here, and then go higher, you know, if there is a failed breakdown. Now why I was doing that? Because it's a midterm support, buyer support. So I took a long earlier, right, and then I was willing to hold it. Then my suspicion grew stronger when it just started doing balancing, right? The moment I see price try to break down here and immediately pop back up, bingo, you know, I put more contracts at 74 here, right here. Here that was the time you can go long, right here, with that idea, which I typed it in Discord, right? With the exact timing, there is next 20 minutes, you can see it. And the moment this thing happened, man, I was looking at 85, 88 area, you know, as a target, 88 actually. So, and then it just blew off, shoot up, straight up. So I added more contract here. I had a 17 contracts on from 74. And then I bailed out at 85, right? Close to this VWAP basically. 88 was my target, you know. So now I wanted to see whether price continues to do stepping up. The way it came down, I wanted to go higher. Look at amount of time, 90 minutes it took to go to this minus 600 here to bring the momentum, and still price couldn't break down. And here you can see it in 12 minutes, you can see plus 600 from here to here. So these buyers were strong, right? So that buyers fooled me. The way it was going up, step up, step up, that is what I was looking for. This was my key, and that is the reason it was my target, that I need price to go here above, then it can easily go to 45.10, and that was my ultimate target, you know, and then I will add it more. So here, but if it fails here and then again starts to do step down, that's where it can just go down all the way now, and it's up to tied up with NQ exactly at 600, you know. So NQ 598 to 600 area that I highlighted in the pre-market note, above buyers, below sellers. So that's where NQ hit here, right here, NES 88, and then both failed. But still, due to this structure up, buyers are still in control as long as this was Globex low, this was yesterday's low. So as long as price is now holding above this area, buyers still have a control. Even though it got a rejection from here, since sellers are there due to morning, right? So here things get complicated. So as long as price is holding above 79 or 81, which is this breakout, right, this line, so up to this area, because look at this area, they try to sell us, defended it, below it, and then break through it, this area turns into support now. So here that was another long, because if this area holds, it can still go back up. But now these sellers, NQ based sellers, right, and stepping down, balance, down, pullback, down, pullback, see that? So this pattern was establishing, sellers were establishing, right? But still you can give this idea to long here. Now you can also short here too, no? So I'll give you both side. I gave you both side in real time, right? You can do whatever you want to do. But here I took a long. But this time I was smart enough. I want this thing to take out this 81, right? Because now it pulled back to yesterday's low and Globex low and then bounce from it, right? So I want this thing to take out this 81 here. Otherwise this step down will continue, and if this breaks out 77, then most likely it will go down to the lows and make a new low, you know. So I will short it. That is the idea. Below 81 I would short it. That is what I typed in Discord. So here I went long, right? So far I was 5 point down, right? And then here I made up, right? 74 to 85, 10 points, 11 points, right? So overall net I was 6 point up, right? Profit. But considering this, I basically missed damn thing, correct? But that's how it is, because there is always a day when market flips from bulls to bears. You will miss these things, but it's fine, you know. Overall I was profitable. Then here I took a long. When it came down, I lost 2 points. So here I took a bailout. But now I know this 81 would be a short opportunity right here. So if you are short sided today from here, you can take this short, right? Or you can wait for this area to be taken out, then take a short here or here, right? So here 77, 79, Globex low, yesterday's low, failed to hold it, price came down. Here, which is right here, you can short this point, right? So I bailed out here, right, and then took a short here. Simple, correct? There is another short here. So these two shorts, you can take it, valid shorts, confirmed shorts now. So, and then you can write it down for the new low, and then you can bail out any point, whether this bold area, but most likely price already bounced from it. So technically it responded this area, it can go down, but NQ was also running into support. So I don't want to take a risk, going into the closing on rollover, assuming that it will go down. But there is a probability to go down because entire day's balance was broken, but still it can hold it, rollover. So I bailed out here, and then while watching it, I need to pick up my son, but then I shorted it here, with the flow, because now it took out this 64, and then I took exit here, right here, and then I left, So, but because it was new low confirmed, and then it didn't even hold here, right? So here you can short targeting this area, and then you're done. So here I got few points, now I got 8 or 9 points, 10 points total, or 12 points, right? So overall net 16, 17 points I got it. But considering this damn move, I only able to capture 16 points, which is bad actually, but that's how it is. But so these are the shorts you can take, and longs also, so I'm showing you all these things. Now long, you don't want to do it below 81 now, right? But here at 56.45 you can take longs, and you can even hold it through Sunday night, because price will most likely bounce back up to this area, but it's up to you how you want to do it. So, but that's how it is today. So overall, now I'm running out of the size in video, but this is how ES played out, right? So for Sunday night, I want ES to hold it below this area, 68. If they hold it below 68 the entire Sunday overnight, sellers are in control. Below, you have to assume failed breakdown could be possibility, and above 81 you have to assume 81, 88 buyers are in full control, back in business, they are confirming failed breakdown. But below this one, we have to still favor sellers. In NQ, below 520, 500 to 520, sellers have a control. Above that, failed breakdown could be a possibility. If NQ can go back above 600, they are confirming the failed breakdown. Okay, till then, favor sellers in both markets. And that be all for today.